Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. No Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In the last episode, we got a decent chunk of stuff done as far as progression in the game is concerned. We cleared out the Lake of Rage, finishing off the Gyarados there. We picked up some items in Mount Mortar, I believe, and we nicknamed a bunch of guys, all that good stuff. And in this part, now that we have access to the EXP share, I feel like I want to start raising up this Pichu at least a couple levels before we proceed too much further into the game, because having an electric type is certainly beneficial in this run. As I think I've mentioned before, there's not really too many Pokemon around here, or too many Pokemon in this gen as a whole that can simply handle what water type Pokemon easily. Like, there's a limited number of grass Pokemon, a limited number of electric Pokemon, and for that reason I want to start training up something that can learn an electric type move naturally, at least. Anyways, this trainer here has an a Nidorino and a Nidorina, and I'm going to want to take advantage of that, throw on some Psybeams via Espeon here, and Ranko wants to learn Thunder Wave here. I guess we'll teach Thunder Wave. We'll get rid of, I guess we'll get rid of Charm, even though both those moves are pretty useful. The cool thing about these baby Pokemon, at least the one you get from the egg, is the fact that they learn moves based on, they all start with the move Dizzy Punch, even though it's not something they normally learn. I guess the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure Ranko evolves into a Pikachu before it gets to level 11, and for that reason I'm kind of hesitant to train too much before we get to that point. Ranko's already level 8, and she's getting pretty close there, so what I'm going to do is, for at least the first couple of minutes here, I'm going to fly over to, what is it? So, we'll deposit Ranko. She hasn't attacked yet, so that's perfectly fine. I'm going to take out Spearow here, and we're going to fly over to Goldenrod, where I can hopefully level up, or train up Ranko's happiness pretty high, to the point where she'll evolve at the next level. So we're going to withdraw out Ranko. And there you go. So Ranko is back in our party, and what I want to do, I guess I can switch Ranko to the front of the... No, I don't want to switch Ranko, just in case we enter a wild fight by accident. Either way, I'm going to equip the bicycle, and we're going to try and train up Ranko's happiness as quickly as we can. I don't imagine it's going to take us too long. It's basically going to be pretty similar to how we were training Eevee in this sort of fashion, because even though Eevee was in a lot more battles than Pichu, in the long run of things, it wasn't that happy in general, and for that reason, I'm just going to try and get Pichu's happiness up as high as I can, because I want to make use of its Thunder moves. It learns Thunder, Thundershock, and Thunderbolt along the way, and for that reason, it's just such a valuable Pokemon in this run, because there's, like I said, there's a limited number of Pokemon that can learn Thunder, Thunderbolt, and all that good stuff. And even though Chinchou does get Spark, I think that's the only electric move it learns. The only other TM as far as electric moves are concerned that I actually have access to is Zap Cannon. Unfortunately, in this gen you have to buy Thunder, and Thunderbolt is a tutor move that requires you to use coins, which are also something I can't buy as far as I'm concerned. So the thing is, I have to make use of an electric Pokemon if it's available to me. It's one of the reasons why I was hoping for Elekid or Pichu or something like that from the egg. If I'd gotten something else, it kind of would have made things a little bit dicier. I don't know exactly what I would have done, but I'd probably have to play around things a little bit more. It would mean that Nidoking and Espeon would have to be much higher levels than they currently are in order to take on stuff. And so for that reason, I want to get Pichu up in levels, get Pichu's happiness high enough where it can evolve into a Pikachu, and then I can feel content throwing Thunderbolts at different things and whatnot. Just having something that with electricity or an electric type move in general is just really powerful in this run, because Zap Cannon's only a 50% accuracy. It's not that great of a move. Even though it has a 100% paralysis chance if it hits, I just don't trust the accuracy, and it's only got 5 PP, so in the long run of things, it's kind of useless, because with 5 PP, it can max out at 8 with a PP up, or with 3 PP ups, and if it's only hitting 50% of the time, only 4 of those are going to hit before I have to restore it with like an ether or something. So in general, I'm just going to avoid the situation, not deal with it, and just train up this Pichu. That's one of the downsides in playing Pokemon Crystal, is the fact that in Pokemon Gold and Silver you normally have access to Flaffy or Mareep that eventually evolves into Ampharos, and that can be pretty useful. However, in this gen it's just not the case. Ampharos is simply not available, and for that reason you have to resort to making use of any electric type you could find. I suppose I could try and hunt for Raikou. That's another option, or Raikou, however you want to pronounce it. But in general, that's just another task in itself. Trying to follow it around, actually catching it is another thing. So I just try and avoid the task at all and hope for an electric type Pokemon, the odd egg. I guess I could also train up a grass type. There's Sunkern and Oddish and things like that. You could train up a grass type to combat water types, but in general, having electricity gives you super effective against flying types as well. So, in general, electric type moves seem to be more useful than grass type moves. But I'm not saying that you have to count out grass types in your run either. Just that's what I've chosen to do in my run, and I believe this is pretty effective for the most part. Anyways, I'm gonna go check this. Check the happiness on this Pokemon here, and as you can see, there's a rocket there. There's a lot more rockets in Goldenrod City than usual, and that's the Bike House. This one is the house where you can check happiness. Oh, Espeon is what she was checking there. We want to make sure that Ranko's at the front of our party if we're going to do this. Pichu, it's friendly toward you. It looks sort of happy, so that's about where Espeon was for quite a while when we were trying to get Espeon. So looks like we still have to keep biking, at least for a little while. Hopefully, it won't take us too long to get Pichu's happiness up there. I imagine we'll probably be about 10 minutes, 10-12 minutes into the video before we get it to a decent point. Especially if we don't hit signs, that'd be a pretty effective move. So we'll keep biking along here, and anyways, one thing I guess I could probably throw out there is just, as I mentioned in some of the earlier parts in this run, if you guys have been following the run and want to be a part of this run, at least in my sense of the word, leave a comment saying if you want me to name a Pokemon after you, and if it's a Pokemon, if you have a Pokemon you really want me to catch in mind that is attainable in this game and not like an incredibly difficult one to track down. If I have Pokeballs at the end, I'm certainly willing to try and capture it in maybe a bonus episode or something if you want, and I'll make use of it in that sense. And if it's a Pokemon that I catch that is usable in the run as well, I'm certainly willing to do that as well. So either way, if you want to take part in this, leave a comment. I'm sure I'll have mentioned it in other parts of this playthrough as well, but I just wanted to reiterate that fact for those of you who've been following the run and just want to be a bigger part of it than just commenting and watching and stuff like that. So, like I said, leave a comment with your name, and maybe I'll name a Pokemon after you when I get to recording the bonus episode, or bonus episodes maybe for this playthrough. Either way, we're doing a fairly decent job here grinding up happiness on Pichu. I guess you could classify this as grinding, but whatever. It's more time consuming than anything else, and it's a good thing that I have the speed up button because it makes things a lot more manageable. Without the speed up button, as I mentioned before, this run would just be a lot more longer, and maybe I guess it would be slightly less enjoyable for you guys because I might have to make more cuts than I would normally and things like that. So either way, it's your option if you want to watch this part. You could probably skip ahead if you want and find where we actually continue on here, but nevertheless, I'm just training up, trying to get Pichu's happiness to the point where it will evolve into a Pikachu at the next level, and then I don't have to worry about it again, because to get Raichu, I just need to throw on a Thunderstone, and off we go. Either way, just continue on here, trying to get this happiness up as high as it can go, and then once we do that, Pichu will easily evolve into a Pikachu, because this evolution is also based on happiness, just like Espeon was earlier in the run. So far, I feel like this run has gone pretty smoothly. We've had a couple hiccups lately, but nothing that isn't too manageable. I feel like our resources are still well intact. I think I picked up 2 revives to replace the ones that we used. We still have 3 rare candies, which is fantastic. Those are certainly going to come in handy in the long run of things. They count as revives, but on top of that, they can give me additional levels where I need them, so on we go. I guess I kind of would appreciate having Shuckle in the party at this point, because I don't know, like I said, if berries convert to berry juice based on level, or if it's based on the Pokemon's sitting in your party during battles or something like that, or if it's entirely based on steps, because it's an interesting ability. It's kind of unique in the sense that I've tried to find out information from people, and they simply, there's no straight answer I can get. It's kind of like a hidden ability. It wasn't mentioned in any sort of forum that, at least a straight answer wasn't mentioned in any sort of forum that I was reading. So it's just, I don't know, it's kind of unique in that sense, and especially the rare candy aspect of it. That was one thing that really intrigued me. I know Bulbapedia, if you guys are familiar with that site, has an entry about berry juice becoming rare candies and things like that, but they don't say how, they don't explain why, or what exactly you have to do to achieve that, but it's pretty interesting in that sense. And we've been riding around the bike for quite a bit. I'm just gonna take about 20 more seconds, see where that gets me, go check Pichu's happiness, and if it's fully happy, then I'll feel free to continue on here. Hopefully this hasn't taken too much time though, and we can get to some more productive stuff in this part of the run. Anyway, that's been about 20 seconds. I want to switch out Pichu to the front of the party, of course, though, and we'll check happiness. So here we go. Pichu, I get the feeling that it really trusts you, so there we go. Pichu's happiness is exactly where we need it to be, and I feel content there. Anyways, like I said, there's a lot more rockets around here lately, a lot more than there normally is, and that's sure to change even after we face the hidden rocket hideout in Mahogany Town. Either way, actually I don't need to deposit Renko can just sit at the back of the party for now. But one thing I want to do for sure though is train up, who is it, Nidoking, train up Xerxes, make use of that revive that we threw on Xerxes, because I really didn't want to do that, and we ended up having to do it anyways. So here we go. Continue on here. Unfortunately, I can't take the shortcut there. Check it out. Here's Suicune again. So you can see Suicune all over the place in this this playthrough. Eventually, we're gonna have to encounter it though and fight it, and I'm definitely looking forward to that part because it's a pretty powerful Pokemon. So maybe we can add it to our collection. We'll have to see. Nevertheless, we'll continue on here, and I'm not too worried about trainers. Nevertheless, there is an item that we did miss on our first time through here, and if you check this rock here, there's actually a max potion there that's hidden. So maybe some of you left a comment on that in the last part, but nevertheless, we don't want to miss that especially, so pick it up and continue on here. We've faced all these trainers here so far, so I'm not too worried about that. And I'm actually going to get this guy's number by talking to him. We've already battled him, but getting access to a water stone gives you the ability to pick up some pretty useful items later on. So at least as far as those puzzles in the ruins of Alpha are concerned. So having those in having a water stone, like I can jumble in through words here. Having a water stone is pretty valuable, and so I'm certainly in favor of having that in our possession. If it means we're going to have access to some extra items along the way. Nevertheless, you take Nidoking, and I don't want to travel through that gate right now, because if you do, you end up facing, you end up having to pay money to walk through the gate. And since this is a no buying run, I can't simply do that, and I don't want to do that because it's a waste of like $1,000. Some rockets come and force you to pay money as soon as you enter the door. So we're just gonna avoid that completely and not deal with it. Either way, Renko gained a level, so it's certainly gonna evolve into a Pichu at the end of this battle here. We're facing a Zubat here, and I don't feel like, well, I guess I could probably switch to Espeon, but I feel like Thrash is just going to be the easiest way of dealing it with right now. And I accidentally pressed B, so Pichu didn't evolve there. But after facing this trainer, we should easily get it to evolve. So, there goes Double Kick, there goes Clefairy, and Renko goes to level 11 and wants to learn Sweet Kiss, but I don't feel like a confusion move is necessarily needed right now. And here we go. Renko does evolve into a Pikachu, and on top of that, at level 11, Pikachu learns Quick Attack, which is why I wanted it to evolve at level 11. Thunder Shock and Thunder Wave are both pretty useful, as is Dizzy Punch, so for that reason we're just going to get rid of Tail Whip and proceed that way. So, there we go. The next move that Pikachu learns, though, is at level 20, and it's pretty useful, but for the most part it's just it's not going to be useful as much for us. I am not a big fan of Slam. It's probably one of my least favorite moves in the game because it misses so much and it has such a low base power. I don't understand why its accuracy is so low. It doesn't make sense. If it's going to be, if anyone's going to be considering it useful, it needs to have 100 base power. Given that it's 100, at least a higher base power or a higher accuracy and a better base power, or at least just a higher accuracy, something to give it worth. Nevertheless, I'm going to be facing these trainers with Nidoking just to gain some extra experience where I can here. Surf is easily going to be dealing with this Nidoking here, no problem. Pikachu's certainly gaining up in levels, and looks like our mom bought us a pretty useful item, so I'll definitely take that and continue on here. There's one more trainer here, I guess, that we could fight, so certainly take advantage of that right here. It's a Fisherman, and he's got a couple Magikarps and things like that, and I wonder if Pikachu could actually take things on. So I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna risk it with Pikachu right now. I can't afford to. We're just gonna continue thrashing with Nidoking and hope for the best here. Renko does gain a level there, and he's got one more Magikarp. I guess I could probably send out. I'm sending out Xerxes. Magikarp is level 15, so the best it's got is Tackle anyways. I believe that Quick Attack or Tackle is probably going to do some decent damage to this Magikarp as well. I'm going to go with Tackle just for whatever. It ends up using Splash anyways, so that's perfectly fine. And I think this guy has a Gyarados. So Gyarados is interesting. Because it's only going to be level 15, it's not going to be too much of a threat. At most, it's going to. Oh man, I lied. That's slightly unfortunate. I'm gonna have to absorb that with Nidoking, unfortunately. That's gonna do a decent chunk of damage, that Thrash. So, I basically, Quilava almost bit the dust again, so certainly don't want that to happen. And, I'm sorry for, giving you the scare of your life there, Xerxes, but definitely didn't mean to do that. Either way, I think we've cleared out all the trainers there, all the hidden items, and in the meantime, what I really want to do is use Quilava to start training up Pichu while at the same time training up Quilava. So what we're going to do is, actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to switch Malk out for Xerxes, hope and pray that we don't get caught by anything in the wild here. And shoot, I didn't mean to walk into here already. Either way, we don't want to go head there right just yet. We want to head back this way and go train up Pichu using Quilava's remaining PP, and hopefully gain Quilava a couple levels before it bites the dust. It's certainly going to be facing a pretty harsh time with only 1 HP, so I'm gonna have to face things that I know I can one-shot. And for that reason, we're gonna head to National Park. I feel that's the safest place, at least for Xerxes' grass or embers to be effective. He's got some grass Pokemon, and certainly they're gonna be weak to Ember. They also don't pose the threat that Quick Attack, or sorry, they also don't pose the threat that most normal things would be doing here. And I don't think I wanted to face that guy, so it's a good thing we avoided him pretty nicely there. Nope, that's a Pidgey. And I certainly don't... I think I already fought that guy, actually, so I'm not too worried about him. All we seem to be running around here is Nidorans. We don't want Caterpies. We don't want Nidorans. Come on, there's one thing I'm looking for. There is a Sunkern, level 14, and I have 5 Embers, so I should be able to kill at least 5 Sunkerns before fighting the dust here. And I accidentally killed a Nidoran there. That could have been dangerous. Here's a Sunkern now. And Xerxes is almost going to be out of Embers, but that's perfectly fine. He's going to be learning a new Fire-type move pretty shortly. I think it's level 31 he gets it, so hopefully we can get there before we bite the dust. More Nidorans, more useless crap. Come on, find me something good here. Find me a Sunkern. There we go, there's a Sunkern. Killing off them Sunkerns, there we go. And now that we've used up our Embers, I want to make use of our digs. I think we have, let me just check here. I think we have 1 dig left. No, we've got 3, so that's fine with me. We could probably use it to kill a couple of Growlithe here, so here's 1. 1 Growlithe, there's 90 HP. There's a Pidgey that we don't want to face. More Pidgeys. More Growlithe, there we go. He uses Roar, but since we're in the ground, Roar is ineffective. And Xerxes is about to level up here, so at least he'll gain a sliver of HP, which is pretty useful, nevertheless. There we go, he's got 4 HP now, so he's slightly better off. But for now, I guess, let's see. Franco is at level 14, so that's pretty useful. I guess what I can do is with how high is Xerxes' attack stat? He's got 45 base attack, so he's not going to really be one-hit KOing anything in this area. He certainly will be one-hit KOing everything in this route over here, though. So we'll head back to Violet City, head down here, and hopefully gain some minor levels on Xerxes while we're here. I want to face level 7 things, and I feel I think Pidgey learns Quick Attack at level 11, so I'm not too worried about it. Either way, we'll kill things off with Tackle while we can. And actually, no, I'm going to be killing things off with Quick Attack. It's got 100% accuracy for now. Xerxes can gain some experience from that. Here's some Hop-Ips. That'll be good. And I guess Bellsprout's probably better. Renko's learning Double Team. We don't need Double Team right now, so we're just going to skip that, stop learning Double Team, and proceed onwards here. I just want to be careful with Renko's level, though, because I want to make use of its own PP before it learns Slam and things like that. So hopefully we can train on things relatively quick here. There's a Hop-It. Whatever, we'll just Quick Attack it. Like I said, any experience is basically useful right now for Xerxes and everyone else in the party. Eventually I can just throw on the EXP share onto Xerxes as well, get him his levels that way, and we'll just proceed onwards. But for now I just want to make use of this PP, at least as much as I can. Come on Xerxes, find something better. These guys are too weak. Still too weak. Come on here, let's find some decent level pokes here. There's a Hoppip, whatever. Killing some Bellsprouts. I certainly don't want to fight Rattatas, they usually pack Quick Attack. So, and it's a good thing we're using Quick Attack anyways, so it prevents Pidgeys and crap from using Quick Attack on us. Either way, let's just check on Ranko here. Ranko is level 15, so she's got 5 levels to go before she learns her next move. 310 HP, or 10 experience, so that's a couple fights at least before gaining the next level. And when it gets to level 16, I think I'll start using Ranko to kill this stuff if I can. So we'll try and do that. Make the most of things here. And I'll try and end this part with at least a bit more progress. Oh shoot, I can't use dig. Got 11 more quick attacks, so I'll make use of those. More quick attacks. Just get all that experience that I can out of all these moves here. Come on. More hop-ups. Come on, let's go. Keep going. There we go. So Ranko got to level 16. Let's see. Needs 814 experience. And I think if you hold the EXP share and battle, you get like a crazy amount of experience. So we're gonna try for that. Here's a Bellsprout. Actually, I don't want to face level 17 Bellsprouts. I want to face Hop-Ups with Pikachu, just to test our damage output. So let's find a Hop-Up. There's a Hop-Up. And we're gonna make use of Dizzy Punch. It confuses and does a decent chunk of damage, so that's pretty good. And I didn't see what experience Pikachu gained there. Let's see. Pikachu still gains 37, so... Oh, so... That's weird. Like, you gain the experience and you gain the EXP share as separate experience. That's pretty unique there. See, watch. Ranko gains 31. And Ranko gains 31, so it's like double EXP gain, so it's pretty useful. I'm probably going to make more use of that than I have been then. So, here we go. More Dizzy Punches for the win. It seems like Dizzy Punch is doing a decent chunk of damage, so I'm going to try it on this Bellsprout, and it does. We get double the experience there, and I guess I can fight both Bellsprouts and Hop-Ups, so I'm perfectly fine with that. We'll continue on smashing things with Dizzy Punch. We're getting pretty far on time here though, so I want to try and get as much experience I can before we finish out this episode here. I guess the next episode will probably include some more level grinding and things like that, but for the most part, we're just getting Pikachu caught up to the rest of the party. That's the main important thing right now, and what I'm trying to focus on here. There goes Hop-It, and let's see if Quick Attack can get a KO. Apparently Quick Attack is a 2-hit KO, so I certainly don't want to be fighting Bellsprouts with it. I'll at least finish off this level for Pikachu before we go. I don't want to take damage with Bellsprout like I said, so all we're going to be doing is taking on Hop-Ups with what we've got. And there's a Hop-Up. More experience for Pikachu. And Pikachu gained a level, so I guess that's where we'll end it off here. So for now I'm going to save the game. We'll close off this recording, and that'll be it for this time. So it's been a great episode. We got Pikachu. We got Pichu to evolve into Pikachu. We gained some valuable experience on Nidoking by facing some extra trainers. We picked up some pretty valuable items in a max elixir and a max potion. And overall, we're making a little bit of progress towards facing the next gym and some upcoming Team Rocket stuff. So I look forward to the upcoming parts, though, especially once we've finished with this next phase of level grinding. But it's certainly going to be some exciting stuff to come, though, and you're definitely going to want to check it out, folks. So this is it. This is it for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.